And so the wheels are spinning here on ESL Challenger League Season 48. We are mid-season, running through the hot summer here, and plenty of teams are moving up, moving down through the standings. I'm John McCullough, McHenry. What is good?
A lot is good. A lot is good going on in North American Counter-Strike right now. We're winning at IEM Cologne. We're winning back home as well with some more ECL. So there you go. I'm excited to break down some of the action. We got an exciting night as we always do here in a ECL. Obviously, some of the most exciting teams being played out, and it should be a fun night.
Yeah, it definitely should. I mean, we're cheering on the boys back home, but whatever's going on here in the North American continent, we can take a look at the standings here as ECL moving through with 16 teams in a non-stop back-to-back BO1 format. It's going to be a long haul of a season. Some haven't even started it for that mention. Legacy are still yet to get off the starting block, so they're going to have to get on the grind. But we have NRG surging ahead, 12-2 on the season so far.
I mean, not too big of a surprise. I've been watching them, quite a bit, playing out some best of threes consistently up against some of the better teams, and they're for me gonna be the potential front runners. It's just like a slam dunk move when you talk about bringing in Nitrous. So obviously very excited to see that they're at the top. Wild card as well, gonna be an interesting one. I think actually Monday was when we were supposed to see those two Swedes make it onto NA. I'm not sure if they've actually made it or not, but that was in theory when they should have been coming on in. So exciting to see.
Yeah, we also have M80 up 6-0 as well. Definitely the favorites for the whole season. Of course, competing over there at the Esports World Cup and snagging a little best of one victory with Lake. Got to see him stomp around North America. But tonight, let's zone on in. One of our mainstay teams here in ECL, Elevate, has been going through some ups and downs when it comes to the form. Sometimes they get close to winning tournaments and proving themselves to be the best in North America. Others, they're bottoming out versus some of the lower competition. Let's zone on into our head-to-head. It's Elevate versus Take Flight, but also a couple other games going on towards that mainstream.
Yeah, you talked about it a little bit earlier. M80, again, a team that's always a favorite in the NA ECL level, taking on Lag, who are some up-and-comers. Lag have been an interesting team. They have a bit of struggles going on in some of their events in the past, and I think in CCT they've been struggling quite a bit. They're looking to bounce back, though, and I think, challenging M80, a good way to attempt to do so. We'll see what they can make of that. That's going on over on the mainstream, though, if you want to go and check that out. But here with us, you get Elevate versus Take Flight, and yeah, I mean, as you had mentioned, these are two teams. I think more so Elevate, like you said, a mainstay in the scene. Obviously come off the back of the player break, and you see all of the big additions that some of these NA ECL teams are kind of upgrading. For NRG, you've got Nitro being brought into the roster. For teams like Wildcard, again, it's those two Swedes that have a lot of firepower, a lot of potential, and maybe you feel like if you're Elevate, you're being left in the dust, and then they make some weird change with Dia, and now Dia's back in the roster apparently, but they're looking good. I just got to see these guys take on, again, some of the best rosters. They took on Party Astronauts, were able to close out a victory versus them. It felt like they were closing out in some confident style. They nearly had a victory over NRG, and then, were able to close out a big victory versus Nouns. It looked incredible in doing so, but they've now got to translate that success here into ECL.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, this team has had good week-on-week form sometimes. We've seen this team start to do well in the closed qualifiers and get themselves a shot at some of these big events. Like, we've even seen them show up to the Blast Showdown earlier on this year. Like, this team does have very high peaks. It's about maintaining consistency, and that's kind of what ESL Challenger League provides. Currently 5-7, which is really out of the ordinary for this unit. Of course, they've been playing against some of the top teams here in the region. You can go ahead and take on that. But when you look over at their opponents in Take Flight, they should be winning this one convincingly. But I do want to actually give some credit to this Take Flight squad, who have started off this season rocky, down 3-9. But they've had to play some of the best teams in the region, and they've stayed somewhat competitive.
I think that's a good sign for this squad. That the fact that they're able to keep their competitive nature, it's exciting that they can put up a fight. And again, maybe that'll help out in this Elevate matchup. I just don't know if we see the same form of Elevate that we did, versus the NRGs, the Nouns, and the Party Astronauts of the world. I just don't know if they're gonna have too much trouble in dispatching. It just seemed very strong, very cohesive. Whatever problems that they had, with Dia at the start of this season, coming up into the season of ECL, it feels like they've been able to wipe aside and move past and maybe even grow because of it. Because this roster is starting to hit strides that I wasn't sure they were going to be able to hit. I thought that, again, this was a team that was going to be left in the dust, and every time I've watched them since, with the addition of Dia back into the roster, it just looks good.
Yeah, I mean, here for Take Flight, I think their one win condition is Servo, just a really mechanically strong player, but he's facing off against some very quality opponents. Our Kadia player to watch is one of those quality opponents. That is Shane. I zone in to Shane in particular. He's more of the support element. He is the anchor player and plays a lot of the difficult roles, but he's just an exciting player to watch because when he's having a good day, it really is just over.
I mean, for me, he's a player that just I think is super consistent. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Like you said, taking down some of these difficult positions has been, since he's been playing with this core, has always been willing to take those roles and thrived in them. He managed to make it look good. And I think having that sort of stability has always given Elevate a high floor versus these kind of up and coming rosters. Sometimes you'll see them get the occasional, upset loss to some of these teams, but for the most part, like I think this is kind of their bread and butter. When they're up against these move up rosters, they're super consistent. As long as, again, my only like concern has been the start of the season where they had, I think they were playing with Frankie for a little while, and that was that was not good. It was just not pretty. Frankie on the op, it didn't look great, and maybe started off the season a little bit rocky. I just think they're going to stabilize in this one, and that's where I'm at in this series for the most part.
Yeah, I know you need to find like roster stability. I really don't know what the whole Dia situation was about, just unplugging one of your strongest players and then trying to bring back in an old face, and well, now he's back in. I don't know really how the it's going to be a little bit awkward coming back into it. Our first best of one though is going to be landing us here on Ancient. It's something that Elevate have just really gravitated to as a map. In their map pool, they've just been playing this all the time around the clock.
Yeah. I mean, getting those reps in constantly. Again, this is a map that they've been able to use pretty impressively so far. Taking on some of the better rosters. Like I had mentioned earlier, it's just a map that you can see these players play correct Counter-Strike, I feel like, and it rewards them for being smart in terms of the duels. I watched again, the Elevate versus Party Astronauts match. Party Astronauts a very good team on this map, and it felt like Shane was doing a lot in terms of like individual performance. His output as a player that plays a difficult position, the fact that he was able to do so much versus some of the better rosters, it makes this map much better, much stronger, as well as like Knav and some of these clutch situations. I feel like if you put him on a clutch on Ancient, he's probably just going to win it because of how smart he's able to take those duels.
Yeah, he's been really stepping up as a player. I think Snav has also just started to push himself further and further up. Past the days where Dare was like kind of rifling and one of the best riflers here in North America, man, I just can't forget the start of this year where he transitions from that AWP to the rifle and actually like propels this team into the upper echelons of North American Counter-Strike. So really cool to see, but with these roster troubles, we'll have to wonder if things will work out in that way. For the side of Take Flight, Servo is my one player to really just hammer in. Mechanical God, that's the one thing to say, but outside of that, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to the real other win conditions here for Take Flight.
I mean, I think recently my friends played J Chance in a matchmaking game and said that he was pretty good. So, I'm just joking. They did play him in the matchmaking game, but it feels like Yeah, I mean, Servo obviously, like you had mentioned, has a high ceiling. Is it going to matter when you're up against, you know, the sort of riflers on Elevate side of things? I feel like maybe not so much, but again, if you could try and frustrate, if you can try and set the tone early, that could be a good sign. And honestly, I hope to see that out of Take Flight, because some of these players have been, you know, kicking around in the advanced scene for quite some time, getting their opportunity finally after quite a bit of time to make it into ECL is a big deal, and so, you know, having a good effort, good season, putting up good numbers versus the best rosters in ECL is always a good sign for your first season, and hopefully that leads to maybe more opportunities in the future for this squad.
Yeah, and so I mean, take the Take Flight team. They're staying competitive, but they're playing against a difficult opponent tonight. We'll see if they're still an underdog. For now, we're moving on to the hour. We're getting some difficulty getting these players into game. We're going to toss it off to a short break, but when we get back, we're going to be in with Elevate and Take Flight. ECL Season 48 on the way. And fast forward back on in. It's Take Flight versus Elevate in our little midway through the season biff here on Ancient. We actually do have Frankie in the server. I was notified that Dia might be in, but it looks like things like a little last minute change.
They bamboozle us.
Yeah, they switch it up, and well, I don't know how that changes your predictions here tonight.
I mean, I just don't know if it's going to matter that much, but it is going to be a little bit impressive. I've sometimes just watched Frankie miss a lot of op shots, and I've seen it cost while Elevate in the past. big time to the point where they've mid-game made the decision to say, "Hey, let's cut you off and let Snav or Dare pick up option runs." Like that has happened before. But is it going to be a huge difference maker? We'll have to wait and find out. I think it does put this one up into the air a lot more than I initially thought it would be for Take Flight. This opens up opportunities to strike back for sure. So, I mean, hey, that's good news for them.
I mean, it's the best news that they could get in the server. There's not a lot of great news here for this Take Flight roster. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about like what they've been through in terms of the season. They've had to play versus some of the most difficult opponents. They've had to face off against Wildcard, Party Astronauts. They've had to play Nouns so far. But this unit has actually done some decent work against said rosters. Like a 13-10 versus Wildcard, nothing to scoff at. And even more recently, taking a 13-5 off of Boss, who have actually been they've been pulling some upsets throughout this season as well. Sitting at 6-6 is not terrible. So like the overall results, considering they've had to play versus all like the top 8 teams here in the region, it's not terrible for Take Flight.
Yeah, not too bad. You'll see our lovely faces once more. Yeah, I feel like again, Take Flight needing to kind of right the ship pretty quickly on the season. I feel like this season so far, obviously we've got the Phoenixes or Perseverance who are no longer going to be playing in this season. Obviously, you've got a bit of a tough task for Limitless so far this season. They just haven't really been competitive versus any other competition. So, you know, to be honest with you, so far this kind of spot in the auto relegation feels like it's just not going to be a big concern for Take Flight. If they get a couple more wins throughout the season, like I think they could just avoid that straight up. And again, you just want to try and lock in another position, another season here.
Like, and give yourself like another chance. I want to talk about teams who have actually done things with those chances as well. Like talk about that Unjustified unit. They were in the season as Snake's Den for just one season. They barely survived the relegation tournament 2-1. And I just want to talk about like it's actually Lake's story through ECL. They got Mickey Mouse into ESL Challenger League because of Pain Gaming and MIBR moving away from the scene. They got dragged in and called in from Advanced in that span of time. Dodged relegation, then made 6th place the next season after just barely surviving. I mean, that's kind of what you can do, is you can just latch on and find a chance to actually get started. So a lot of these newer players like Seabass and Servo, who I think are the real big heavy hitters of this Take Flight team, can get themselves settled here in ECL and actually really garner that experience versus the top teams in the region.
Yeah, and I think it's exciting for them because it's not like again, they're like fresh faces to ECL. It's not like they're like I mean, maybe they're new to ECL, but they're not like new to playing at this level of competition. They've been kicking it around in advance for a little while. At least I know for Seabass, he has been in that position. So I think putting in that work, getting extra seasons in that department is huge. Alongside that, like a lot of these players that have had rapid rises, you know, participating in the LAN circuit quite a bit. Like I think going to LANs, being dedicated in that sense is always a big deal. I think of players like Slight a lot when I kind of talk about how these moves have been made, but like Slight was not you know, an incredible opera, to be honest with you, until he started every LAN playing out with any team he could find. Any player, any 4 players you could find, he was just there, and making deep runs as well. And I think he got a big boost in his career because of it.
Face off. Look at this. Big swings. Well, not really. A little body block there for Servo. And Dia, by the way, is back in the server. He's connected. Okay, but J Chance gonna answer back with 2 headshots, not the third. So B site looking pretty clear here. It's actually turning it back to middle. That's gonna put it down to Grave. As he swings, it's gonna be peeping. Instant headshot. Chaos over towards B. Has Take Flight try to get aggressive. Elevate side swipe. We got a 1 versus 3 for Zombies.
Yeah, ready to catch that aggression. Do so with no problem. We do have Dia back. So that was we got double bamboozled. We got the reverse fakie to the D up secured. So a bit of a roller coaster of emotions here to kick off the pistol and our map. But hey, it wouldn't be a roller coaster of emotions if it wasn't NA.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I can only assume that's why we had a little bit of delays getting into this as well.
Yeah, probably. Frankie said, "Oh wait, I'm not playing today."
Back on the bench. Unfortunate news. He's like, it's finally my chance to be in the sun. Frankie is a quality
Frankie's
player.
on the server. No, he is. Yeah, I just thought it was funny. He thought he was showing up today. Like, you guys don't need me? All right. I'm
One
gonna
thinks
head
he's
out.
on the team. Oh man.
You know that's Drake with the UK basketball team. Isn't that
Who
isn't
on
that
the
meme?
UK? Who on the UK
Drake?
basketball team? No, I don't. We don't say that name.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Drizzy,
Yeah, sure, I guess.
the sixth god. I didn't know you were such a Drake fan. My fault.
No, I'm not.
I just figured because you're from California, you loved Kendrick.
Yeah, I do. That's why I don't speak his name.
But I guess, you know, you're just a big Drake fan. It's okay.
Oh. Shut up, Cole. All right, back and forth here in the force buy. As we do have J Chance double swing in with Servo. That's a lot of information working here for Elevate. They're going to start pressuring towards Cave now that they know multiple players over towards Ramp. J Chance not going to be fighting that, and he'll burn down to 5 HP. There can be some wall bangs here, and it will connect on the J Chance. Back into the 4-on-4.
Not a bad way to equalize with massive space as well. They just have so much real estate in this position. That's going to help out a little bit, though. Servo. Wall bang action, going for the re-peek on the angle, nearly able to clothesline him on the inbound. What's this going on the site?
What's
How is he still
finagling?
kicking?
Wait,
Is he
zombie
hiding inside the
disconnected.
smoke?
Wait, he disconnected.
Oh.
He disconnected.
He's a ghost, not a zombie.
Yeah, that's a truly undead right there. It's a 3-on-3 this whole time. The Scarecrow. I like the ghost thing. That was actually kind of cool. That's like that is some poetry right there. But what's not, Peeping's gonna have to make some magic out of that, and he does. Mollied out into the open and does get a kill anyways. It's now 2 versus 2. Dia finishes the job on the Servo, and it just leaves Grave Kevin. Moving between the different angles, and Dia back in the server trying to really fight for his roster spot here. He's up with a triple.
So what more do you need from me? I can rifle, I can op, I can win us rounds, I can wallbang. You can do it all. That's why they said, take a week off. Extend that vacation, even, maybe. But come back stronger than ever. And that's, again, that's what I kind of feel like Elevate have done. Painted a pretty scary picture at the start of the season with so many upgrades in the NA scene. Everyone,
Right.
you know, maybe besides M80, making big, strong changes, and still M80 going to be strong with the foundation that they've set.
Oh,
Wait.
hello.
Oh, dare.
No. Slides on
Risky.
past, but hold on. This little re-aggression actually paying some numbers here. 2 players do fall back, but Dare. Oh, this is ridiculous. Hello there
Wow.
for 1 and 2, and the round's over. He just took that flank all the way to the house. No hesitation on that. And just takes down 2 in the back right there. 1 versus 3 for Grave again.
Okay, come on
Oh,
now.
come on, man. Oh,
Again.
this guy's ridiculous right now. He just ran through spawn and he said, hold on, let me go back in. I missed the spot. And he cleans him up.
They're just playing some for fun Counter-Strike right now. That's what I call that. And it's only stuff that you can get away with if they let you. And they just took it, like you said, all the way to the bank. I mean, I can't even blame that on like communication breakdown. I imagine they said like 1 through Red Room. I just don't think you expect them to be flanking into B like full sprint like that. They probably demand a little bit more respect in these matchups. Elevate not oftentimes the team to give you that respect. And Dare's already through Red Room once again. I mean, yeah, great re-aggression.
Oh
it doesn't matter. Dia clotheslines you on the inbound. J-Chance gets a wake-up call. What do we have for Kevin here? I mean, tough angle. Good shadow advantage. Dan gets two. And Seabass found one as well.
Yeah. I mean, the Opzo still in a difficult position. Back of triple. Dare does get himself behind the back boxes. Good HE, though. Making life awkward. And Dia on low HP not helping either. And there goes Seabass. Second for him. And this A-side defense doesn't lose a single player. I thought he was starting off so terribly with J-Chance, again, just getting blasted. Leads this one off, but it's unfortunate multi-kills and a perfect grenade from Zombie will get take flight their first round.
Shout out Kevin, man. Shout out Kevin in A main. Probably just straight up saved that round. 2 kills in a position where he was kind of one and done. But that double up offers up a world of opportunity. As for Seabass next at bat, not a bad save from Kevin. Doesn't allow them to get comfortable whatsoever. It's a big impact. And here we have it. Right back into the guns. Not a lot of splitting up right now being done. Just pack unit once more. And they're ready to meet them at the punch. They hear the tick of the molly. That's going to be a wake-up call. Great flash. Almost baits him into that peak, but he can't choose a target. And it doesn't pan up for any kills. At least again, Kevin saving him and Servo alongside it.
Yeah, they're still playing out in the open right now. And then the op of Seabass with no punish here. We'll be able to fire off an op shot. Wallbangs there for J-Chance and everyone going down towards B main. They kind of just hung out a little too long. And peeping's been seen. Should just call in the end of this one, or is it? Is this one really over with a minute on the clock and in a 1 versus 3? Peeping is not done yet.
Still kicking. That's the bomb. This could be a position where you can show your opponent a little too much respect, but it's a good thing.
No one's watching.
They're all committing on this B site. As long as they have 3 here, it should be a pretty comfortable trade.
Oh my goodness. Wait, he has an isolated fight onto Zombie. Oh. What you...
Okay.
Just fire a shot through the smoke, I guess. Never mind. No clutch happening today.
Wow. All right. Bit anticlimactic.
That's a way to shut down a 1v3.
Painting the picture there, but yeah, quick denial. All he had to do is shoot through the smoke. Never lose a clutch again. Never lose a 3vx situation. Just spam the smoke.
It's actually wild that like no one was even towards the middle either.
I mean, they could have just sprinted towards A. There's a bomb site.
Yeah. Well, sprint towards middle here. Fine. Oh no, everyone's out of ammo. The running through. No, the clocks. There's no way they're actually gonna get this down. Yeah, Grave gets another magazine and oh my goodness, everyone had their knife out behind the smoke and there was a Glock train heading Mach 2 at them.
Oh man, a bit of a pile up there in Red Room. Doesn't get out of control, but could have been so much worse if there was any better weapon than a Glock.
On peeping.
Oh, no. Just too prepared for that. A bomb plant at the very least, that's a victory in a certain sense, but...
Oh, that nade's gonna deal... Worse. Oh, yeah, he's very dead. And... I mean, the Glock train...
Choo-choo!
Legendary locomotive, commissioned back in... I don't know when the Glock was commissioned, but, you know... I don't know if they're really out here commissioning trains in the year of our Lord 2024, but...
Glock 18. 1986.
Okay, the Glock train commissioned in 1986.
Go.
It shows up from time to time. It's like a ghost train. You know, it doesn't necessarily ride on rails. It just appears when the whole team doesn't spend a single dime.
It's most dangerous when it's off tracks.
It's a mythical mirage right there.
But when they run through smokes, that's pretty deadly.
Yeah. The Glock train actually gets faster as it goes through smokes. J-Chance again just really wants to brawl towards this B ramp side. But at the moment, it's finally Elevate who are taking space. Dare out towards middle is just being a problem. He's already pushed through CT spawn, by the way, and he's already basically flanked. Dare is just doing whatever he wants right now. On this map of Ancient, he just ran through the whole team. Triple kill for Dare. This round is over.
Easy, Dare.
Oh my gosh, again, you missed a spot. He's trying to finish off Grave again. Oh my goodness. Dare, when Dia's on this lineup, just gets to run around and have fun with the rifles here. And Graves extremely dead.
Wow. He's fighting for his life. It gets an extra kill on the peeping at the very least. But yeah, Dare's just playing no respect Counter-Strike out middle. Usually this is a position that needs a lot of love, needs a lot of resources. Yeah, please flash me out middle. But Dare is actually charging through and deleting the entire mid, and then because of that B setup, by himself, multiple rounds. He's having a fun old time with it, I'll tell you that much.
Oh. That's a good start out mid, at least. Here for Elevate, once again, just continually putting on the pressure. And Servo, he's gonna step forward. Again, mechanically in play here. Dia's also gonna make a lot of noise on said fallback. Servo's not gonna chase. We got an awkward 2 versus 2 here.
Very awkward. I mean, kind of knowing where Snav is, knowing where Dia is as well because of that HE and the fall off. And Zombie's gonna position himself just in time. We'll see again this timing be another factor just a little bit later down the line. As he clears out this long side, he just tanked so much damage. And now both players are low.
Yeah. Could even be a single bullet for Servo. Oh, HE will make it so. And then a Molly as well. They're just going to have to wait, sit on their hands for a little bit. As all this utility has to fade, time being burned off the clock, and basically no HP. And Ninja diffuses off the table. It's got to be some ridiculously fast shots.
Run.
Snaps. Yeah, I think the run is the best thing. They're trying to be patient. They're hoping for an overpeak. And Snav with Dia is just going to put that one to rest. It's going to be 6-3 here for Elevate. They're starting to trounce ahead here on Ancient.
That's a good reaction. I think Dare was getting away with a little too much free real estate towards middle, so the next play is to have take flight stack it, and then guess what they do? They just nade stack and fly out middle with multiple players this time. This time Dare not alone in its efforts. Find a double entry because of it. I think that's next in the, you know, what is the reaction of take flight versus what do we do next with this space that they're giving us. Double smoke red room, just in case they HE1 smoke. Didn't quite get communicated. But
someone's got the instant lineup and someone's got the, or 2 players got the instant lineup.
Could
we got dude, J-Chance just lives on B ramp, and well, no longer. He's also just dead on B ramp as well. I think that's actually been the case for a lot of these rounds. Yeah, you know what? Circle of life over on B ramp. How about that? Oh, see you later. MP9 will get just 1. But the hunt is on. Servo is a wanted man out in middle. And he's been heard. And now just barely escape the law for now. Are you kidding me? Elevate are not even going to plant the bomb. Okay, now Dia will get his running shoes on, but the wall bangs from Cave are unreal.
Tiniest amount of respect being shown, not charging forward, but Servo and P.
The bare minimum.
Ring around the rosy. Yeah, just planting the bomb was the amount of respect that they'll show you. Like, fine, we won't just chase you down.
Yeah, it's looking like 7 rounds here for Elevate. Like, look, we've had a couple of decent rounds, but I think it would be more courtesy of some mistakes from Elevate. I just remember the one round where everyone's just kind of hung out to dry in B main and getting collapsed in upon. No one's really fighting for space, but instead holding angles. And in CS2, the meta is to swing everything. You do not want to be the player being swung. It's a it's not a dog eat dog world, but it is a swing or get swung world.
Swing
I
or
think.
get swung. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what they say. Swing or get swung. And they've been doing a whole lot of that so far. They've learned their lesson how to elevate. They've been super aggressive. Oh, wow.
That ain't happening.
Sometimes
that flash
you swing into 3.
Yeah. Also, that flash was so unfortunate because it just popped behind a little part of that wall. Now, Servo does actually answer back with the wall bangs, but oh, snap finds one out middle and a missed op shot from Seabass. Instant entry from Shane. That's what one op shot feels like. You miss that, then your side anchor gets deleted. Now Peeping is walking up in towards Red Room. Seabass is about to be dead if he doesn't take his gun out. Back right now. And that's just what the punish is. Servo over here towards B main will get deleted, and Elevate are just running through take flight at the moment.
You're not saving this time, my friend. Not this time around. And a little bit of patience put on display. I feel like Elevate just really prepared for the next move always in these rounds. Like, they just wait out utility. 3 players. Even if the flash would have worked, you wonder how much you could have gotten at the best of that. Maybe it would have been a little bit better, but you know, 3 individuals just looking at location. I think the only way they get more comfortably into that round is maybe if that op shot lands. But
no,
Servo not quite fully clearing things is going to cost him. There's more to press that smoke, and you know Peeping's not going to respect that smoke. Of course he's not. He's just going to charge on forward. Close things out with these and Elevate. They stomp their way to a 9th round. We'll be tossing this one to a quick break, and once we come back, a second half.
And so 9-3 is where we stand here. You know, you're talking a little bit about it. Elevate are kind of in this mode. They're in the for fun mode. They're underhand flashes through the smokes, and that is a bad time for any team that's facing this unit.
And it's even worse if they get away with it.
Yep.
You know, maybe if there was some punishment on the other side, it'd be a little bit better if they were making those moves. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. They're getting away with this, and it's a tough position to find yourself in.
Dualies.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh
Nothing.
no.
Actually, something. They just got one.
Oh, but they actually just got eviscerated by one P250 there from Seabass, and
wow.
Well, that's kind of just how pistol rounds go. If you don't hit all the instant headshots, like you could have the perfect setup, and they did. They had 3 players on A. You do need to hit that. That is such a sick jiggle peek there from Shane to spot out the headshot, the shoulder into the headshot, and now it's a 1 versus 1. How have we even gotten to this point? There's still plenty of time as well. Dare could theoretically want to chase this kill, but he's worried about CT spawn instead, and well, he does pick up a kit. Oh, wait a minute. He's gonna start something up. Servo on the other side. Time getting low. And Servo going to just hit the jump peak. And, well, Uni's hit the headshots, I guess. Just let the bomb do the work. Heavy lifting done by the C4. Take Flight will at least get a pistol.
Yeah, and a 1v1, that's just the best position to be on in the map for sure. Almost unlosable if you're in Donut. And you're in that 1v1. Just keep jump peeking. Keep getting them off the bomb. In any form or fashion, so a near impossible position, even though Dare does a good job of pulling it back as well as Shane with the quickness. But as you had mentioned, sometimes you can have the best setup on a pistol round, and if you don't have the instant headshot, if you don't set the tone, it doesn't quite go your way. Well, maybe that'll bring him back. A little bit more confidence here on this map. Victory like that didn't inspire much. Not doing too much damage so far, but they still have 2 more huddled around, and there's only 2 players on this B site. Selling the fake so far successfully when you find all the kills. And Seabass continuing to do some damage. Meanwhile, it's on the other side of the map. That move's being made.
Yeah, this MAC-10 is just going to make a ton of cash on the way out. $600 kill reward bonus. And 19 HP remaining here for Dia. Come on, any day now. I'm checking my watch. Oh, Dia is even just running towards the bomb. You know what? That's actually the smart thing here for Dia. If he really wants to get finicky with it, he denied $300 by not dying to said MAC-10. And they got it over with. So, first 2 rounds going here to take Flight. First gun round coming through here for Elevate.
I gotta bring out the tools. It's funny to see such a, like, mechanically strong team. Maybe, like, kind of a flashy roster that almost never second round force buys. They always get those rifles. It's like their principle. And I'd expect them to be the opposite. I expect them to love a good Deagle force buy, but they're disciplined in that sense. Like, they just are, they have 0 interest in those, like, 5-7 rounds. Like, Ancient's a map that you can win a lot of force buys on, too, so. Just like those rifles that much, Snavs wanted to show exactly why, but not quite able to seal the kill open. Instead, that's going to be going on towards the A side, peeping, blocking in 1 kill, and not being too interested in sticking around, spamming the smoke and collecting another. That is devastating. They've lost their lurk already, and Grave gonna have himself a really tough time of figuring out a way to try and plant this bomb.
Yeah, I mean, peeping, just playing basically reclined at the back of his seat over towards the A site. That is a nice kill from Grave, but ooh, he's gonna try and get finicky with this. I kind of like it. Falling back through middle instead, you know, the usual play to just sprint through B. He's actually gonna walk back through A main. If he did this with a little less hesitation, I would say, like, this guy's a genius. This guy's a madman.
Just a bit of trickery.
Nah, but peeping is back. He's in his lazy boy couch right now.
This is prime peeping territory. Peeping
Yeah.
into the A site.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. He just got 3 kills from one spot. There's a line of X's on the minimap. It just took, you know, another minute later for Graves to die in the same spot that his entire team did.
Just needed to be part of the team. Sometimes that's what matters most.
It's about fitting in. It's like high school.
You did a good job in that sense. No swirlies today. Just a half by. Gonna pop through the smoke, it feels like. And Dia's gonna be the first one to greet them with a smile. Oh, he's gonna block them.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's right in front, and there's 2. Surely to be followed up there with Dare. He actually does go down, but more players. There's just a sea of CTs. As there's no pushing through that torrent of gunfire there for Take Flight. It's 11-5.
Knocked that one out of the park. Yeah. I thought he was just gonna block him. Imagine that flash comes through and you start hearing the footsteps shuffle, but then you never see any T surface. But they make it through. Not the end of the world. A couple trades here or there. Apply a little bit of economic damage into the mix. Now again, this is kind of the final stand for this gun round. You gotta make something work. Right here and right now. Molly's pretty good. Taking down some damage. A little bit frustrating for the CT side. Can't comfortably stand.
Oh, but back to middle. Oh, they return to the same blender that they just left. Now, Serva does walk through a smoke. That gives him a chance. And also C-Pass. Getting finicky over towards that A site, but he's going to have to make a move. Like, he actually has to find impact. He can't just, like, walk through A. They need kills. Ooh, is Shane aware of this possibility? This would be ridiculous. Hold on, Shane could see it out the corner of his eye, but instead he turns away. Seabass. Oh, he sees multiple. There's one in front of him. And there's a double. Seabass won't escape Dia, but Grave is there with a trade. Seabass does find that impact.
Yeah, I mean, he spotted Shane at the start of this flank. So it's no secret. They just rush it down and towards that A side. Number's going to be punched in, and this could be the saving grace. If it wasn't for the fact that they have Shane up in this clutch up against him. He has a smoke and a kit to play off as well, and he just about is going to pluck one out. No, not quite. Can't catch Grave, so it complicates the matter just a little bit.
All right, so gonna just start the stick. Oh, no way. No way. They're not. They're just stuck it in front of 2 players. You have got to be kidding me, Grave. Oh, he even got away. Seabass with the perfect flank, and
Yikes.
yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that, Cole.
Fish paste. That's what they're saying right now.
What is that?
Fiddlesticks.
Where did that come from? Fish paste? I think that's close to the most Kentucky thing I've ever heard.
That's from SpongeBob.
Is it actually? Well, it sounds
Yeah.
Kentuckian enough.
I mean, really, we don't know. Actually, there's no C's in Kentucky, unfortunately, because they do specify that he does live on apple under the sea. So, could be in Kentucky.
SpongeBob, most prolific Kentuckian. Colonel Sanders, step aside.
He's a close number 2.
Close number 2. Oh man.
And I know Illinois tries to claim Abraham Lincoln, but he's born in Kentucky, so what does that mean? They ain't taking him. And it doesn't look like Take Flight. Oh, they're taking that A site.
Hold on. Give it to J Chance, but he could not hit the same style onto Dare. Double up here. Servo can't find his either. A sick entry, but that is all. As Elevate are going to be storming through Ancient 13-5 here, Cole. It's going just about as according to plan, and they're having fun while doing it.
Yeah, getting away with a whole lot on an individual front. I mean, you can see, as we'd mentioned, you never want Dare underhanding a flash through smoke and just winning these fights, but he was getting away with that so much on that T side. I can only imagine the smiles on his face as you know, every round flowed by so successfully for Elevate, but kind of to our expectations a little bit. Well, I know that it said when Dia was not playing, or initially was not in the server, that we were a little concerned, but you know, he's there, and this roster's looked good with him. So that to me is kind of Elevate performing with expectations and having fun doing so.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand why they're messing around with like Dia in and out of the lineup, because it's the role that Dare wants to play in the team. Does he want a primary off, or does he want to become this kind of ridiculous aggressive rifler, right?
That's the thing, but like then Frankie's filling in an opping form, and I'm like, okay, like, what's going on there? You know, I'm just a little concerned, because I think Dare could have easily slotted in. I just don't know if Dare really likes CS2 opping.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
I mean, there's a lot of preferences, there's a lot of question marks in the mix, and I mean, I think everyone just kind of playing up to snuff. Could be a player to watch here for Shane. Sometimes when the going gets tough, the lovely 8 and 10 scoreline, because he wasn't needed in any of these rounds. Let's be real. He's playing some of the more difficult roles, and well, he's just there. He just exists to be traded out by Dare, or I guess the rest of the team in general.
Hey, Shane's one concern, I think, with his play style is winning. And when he drops those numbers and he wins 13-5, or when he's dropping 130 ADR and wins 13-5, he's just as happy, I think, either way. So, yeah, I mean, either way, it's a strong victory. And it wasn't him on an individual front, it feels like, that was super required, but he's not concerned about that at all.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and toss this one off to our next BO1, though, as we're going to re-roll that Veto, see which map we get, and run it back here between Elevate and Take Flight. We'll see if they can bounce back, show a little bit more form here after a little bit of a break. And so we shook up the veto here, and for our second BO1 of the night, we're going to be landing on Dust 2 between Elevate and Take Flight. I'm fine, Joe. I call Extra McHenry back in the saddle here for ECL Season 48, and trying to close out the night with something a little bit more competitive here on D2.
Excited to see what we can see on D2. Looking forward to it. We just saw Elevate kind of run away with things on that last map. And now they have another, you know, again, map that they have a lot of confidence on and been able to play some really good opponents on as well. Perfect flashbang. And the charge into the A site, somewhat successful. Yeah, they're going to just look to plant the bomb with the man advantage now.
Yeah, they just pre-fire every single angle, and, well, the kills start to come through. Dare does get gooshed up, and the bomb plant is taking a bit of time to come on through, but Dare will get it in. It's going to be a catwalk approach for the retake. Zombie with a headshot, but now getting caught out in the open, and just too many angles to handle. Shane and Dare combine, and Elevate will pick up their first.
Taking charge right there. Asserting some dominance. Is Elevate. Great flashbang to start off the long cross. Sometimes can be a scary prospect on a pistol round. Never want to make that first move, but with that extra flashbang landing so well, they're not scared whatsoever. Here we go. Long spawns galore. So we're gonna get this whole thing. 3 flashes out. Dia already taking space, and just doesn't look like this one has much legs to it. We'll see what they can do though again on this long cross.
Well,
wow,
that's a good
scout tag and a
deagle shot basically at the same time. I guess 2 guns make 1. AWP works out, but double kill in from Grave, and oh no, Dare could not convert. Okay, but weirdly enough, Cole, Snap's not out of this. Like, in the minds of Take Flight, he could be anywhere. Oh, but he's going to reveal his position, and also using those elevated boxes to continue moving towards that site. Snap is going to get sneaky with it. I think it's Zombie is holding this with a scalp. He does sneak past. Snap for 1. Oh, but Seabass does get it done with the MP9 on low HP. I mean, can you even consider that a force buy? I guess you can. Seabass didn't really purchase anything. And, well, it pays off for Take Flight.
I think he was the only one, but now they pick up 3 AKs. And that is a big upgrade for Take Flight. Getting it around earlier than they expected, maybe 2 rounds earlier. Seabass was most likely saving it for that AWP. for a fourth round investment, and instead gets an MP9 to farm up some eco kills here potentially. That is a excellent steal from Take Flight, and exactly what they needed to start off this map.
Okay, but there's been a strange amount of controls taken, and silently as well, from Elevate. Zombie's going to be first at bat. Imagine if he just gets slammed here by the scout. Well, not going to happen just yet. He'll survive. Maybe he can call back some support. There's a flashbang over top, but, you know, kind of a swing and a miss here. Elevate just putting on the pressure to the defense. Look at the shuffles that they're forcing at the moment. He's going to siphon out a molly with a minute on the clock.
Shuffling about continuously. They are shaking. Elevate don't want to make that first move. Finally, Dare's willing to take charge. And a big headshot comes out. A little bit of a labored spray as well from J-Chance. Can't quite connect. So Servo next at bat, and there's a scout. And he's alone on the B side. No quick transition, no quick rotation.
That molly's
a little too late.
Oh, will they get out in time is the question. Peeping closing the gap in here with the Tech 9, and Servo cannot hold on. Massive kill there for Peeping. Zombie, though, with a kill back in, and a second, and maybe even the third. Dia, scout not good enough. Zombie gets all three to save the round for Take Flight.
Actually done. Zombie saving the day. Could have been very bleak. Instead, they hold on to it. Get past the force buy. Doesn't matter how scrappy it is. They just get the job done. That's all that was kind of necessary. And now they have a chance to stabilize the economy. 2 Deagles and a Tech 9, so they get really rockless. So nothing crazy. And the op immediately gets swung, of course.
Shane's just gonna walk out middle. Oh my goodness. And they know where this op is. They generally can say, yes, it's playing over towards B. It's playing very passive, but look at this. Oh no, the timing as he's pulling pins on flashes. And they push it up or tons as well, but this is risky. This is so risky. Now Servo's been seen. They're gonna try and chase, but right into a setup. Well, Servo with the second player backing him up is going to be plenty enough to hold on to this. That makes 4. A third round for Take Flight. Gonna get off to a good start.
An amazing start for Take Flight. On this CT side, so much damage. Being done. That one a more stable round alongside it again. That's that economy being kind of secured. Elevate. Putting themselves to the task right now of get an answer back. Good response from Take Flight already. Oh, the offense very lackadaisical on that round. Once you get those flashes that long, you'd maybe expect them to be out, but he had no anticipation that they'd be swinging that quickly.
Okay, but there can be some elevated angles. You know, with the new box here on Dust 2, this long cross is far from certain for the T's. And Grave even gonna slink out behind these smokes. It's a very risky position. He is untradeable. He needs to deliver. And for Peeping, he's just gonna wait for the smokes to fade. I love this, actually. Just really just pausing. Grave has no idea how close they really are. I mean, shoot, if he swings out a little too far, Peeping might see his barrel. Look at this. Just the ridiculous patience we are seeing at the moment. And slink forward. And the headshot. Peekaboo, says Peeping. And a 3 versus 5. Another re-smoke for that long cross. They're still reconsidering. Like, they are still very hesitant on turning it on back. And now Servo with 2 low HP players. It is possible, but the off angle is too good from Snap. So Elevate will put that round to rest.
Charging down that last kill. Hunting on that. They seal it. That is such a smart gameplay, man. I saw it again that in a Revival Cup. They had a very similar thing. They just paused there for so long. Everyone just waits for overextensions, and you know, at some point, Peeping last time when he was in that position was able to flank a guy CT that jiggled and saw nothing, and that was how they got it effectively, and then transfer that to a kill onto Catwalk. This time he just, again, in such a powerful position, only takes him one little peep through, and peeping gets the kill.
I always thought that was one of like the oddest nicknames in NACS. Hold on. Oh my.
What?
MP9 is a gun, I guess.
Whoa.
Dare's also just dead. No, never mind. He does hard clear the corner. I thought he was just gonna keep running through, but wait, yeah,
that's the bomb in the spawn, so that's why it's complicated quite a bit.
Yeah, hold on, but they know Servo's here. Dare is prepared, and he is. Servo is down, and a walk into the B site is here, and yeah, Take Flight can't necessarily sprint so fast. They don't know what's hanging out towards mid doors, and by that point, B's already free, but they have the B site. They're actually walking up
Now we
a
go
long. It's like oh no, Dare actually goes down.
Wow.
But
What a surprise.
This could have been
Backs
a
turned
lot.
everywhere.
This could have been a lot simpler. I'm not gonna lie. Hold
Let's
on.
complicate it even further.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Jump
I mean,
up.
it would just be fun. Yeah, sorry, it would be pretty boring if they just walked into the B side and planted the bomb. How about we make things a little interesting here with Seabass in 1 versus 2? Of course, Snav's looking for a bit of a biff, and well, he will win it. Elevate are really just. I mean, yes, they can win the round that way, but not the most surefire way to win it, I will say.
Unlosable. What do you mean? They're all over the map. Here, there, and everywhere. Playing some 4 fun. Counter-strike. Ah! Bit of a traffic jam there in spawn. Causes the smoke to go a bit awry. And the flashbangs out towards long. Don't stick around too long for a fight. Instead, it's a there. Head-on collision with the op. Seabass escapes just barely.
Don't die.
Pick
Fall
up,
damage.
and the repeat.
Oh.
Does it count if you're already dead?
Yeah. Oh, and then Shane with a. I mean, that's just the mechanics here from Shane. J-Chance wide swing, and Shane dismisses him with the headshot. 3 versus 4, and mid B split on the cars. Nades to the smoke, trying desperately to get some vision here. Elevator actually gonna pump the brakes on this one though. And they're just going to walk back to tunnels. They're just going to put so much pressure here onto Servo, who has to be aware of window, has to be aware of tunnels, and, well, the first challenger is good. Going to keep repositioning. Diaz made his way out. Servo almost does it. Dia on 1, but Zombie with a hard clear here, and we have a 2-on-2.
So winnable. Now all of a sudden, low HP for Dia, calling out that there's a dink. Snap, though, working magic around the Molotov. That is infuriating. Zombie gets plucked to pieces. Can't even make his way in. And isolating that duel is impossible. Snav to seal it, man. That is brutal stuff.
What an angle.
Even, like, Servo playing perfectly. Like, the composure in his aim. Landing that headshot on the second player. And still getting leveled by the quickness from Elevate. Like, there's not a lot that Servo even could have done. I think doing the best he could have possibly, and it's enough.
I mean, it really is just that angle behind the flames from Snav that's just ridiculous. It just locks it up.
Yes.
We've got 5 pistols out long. We're in for a train crash here. There's the flashbang in, and here comes the big swings. How much damage can the pistols do? I think the answer is not a lot. This type of rounds typically don't work all that much, and, well, for good reason. Firing squad available, and it is 5 rounds to elevate.
That it is. The pistol of Dia did quite a bit of damage, so that's good. But unfortunately for that CT side, doesn't help all that much. His gun rounds come back through once more, but Elevate finding ways to break through the gun rounds. Do so with some comfort. Again, maybe a big slip up in the second, but buttoning up since that point. We have Dare. He's looking the wrong way.
Oh, now he's looking the right way, and J Chance doesn't really get a kill back. HE, a little far off. A lot of damage, but kills are what matter. If it's a player who can hold a gun, he's good enough. 4 on 5.
And you can't do that with 0 HP. Unfortunately. You gotta have at least one.
Waiting for the Halloween update. Where you can. Oh, no. Oh, Seabass missed that. That is just unfortunate. And also, Dia just ran out long and went 1 for 1. That just puts so much pressure here on the zombie. Who's, reloading in the open. And, well, I was about to say death slam's inevitable. He does actually convert the kill. But worse off here is the bomb plant. He'll get into pit, though, and make life awkward. You know, 14 HP and inside of pit, it's not bad. There's a headshot, but he loses his teammate in J Chance. Now he has to go over the top and out of the trenches. Try and pull off this 1 versus 2, and it's not looking like it.
Not quite. Not with these positions.
Wait a minute.
That HE. Don't.
Oh.
Or should I say Dare? Zombie.
Oh,
one
wait a minute.
bullet.
He
All
did
that
it.
was required.
He has time. He's got this defuse in the bag. Are you
Wow.
kidding me? He just,
my
he
God.
just aced them. 1 versus 3 from pit, in essence.
Oh. I had 0. I would have given him 0% chance to make that cross successfully. He turns the corner, insta headshots. Okay. Zombie showing up in a big way. That's a huge round from him. Again, I mean, whatever it takes to give Take Flight a leg back into this, you know, this best of 1. Didn't have the greatest success, not the funnest time on Ancient, but so far in these rounds on Dust 2, capitalizing on Elevate's couple of mistakes.
Saw the op. Oh, sir.
Wall bang?
Yeah, I guess. Seabass is just not connecting right now. And in the meantime, Elevator walking up the long cross. Oh, look at this from there. He's just... He doesn't care. Oh, until he should. As Seabass does actually take him down. So, a 4-on-4 with some ambitious Counter-Strike being played right now. Seabass is jumping up right now. Up towards Cat. Right now, Shane could be in for a rude surprise. Instead, it's going to be a dry fight. Oh, it's going to be a dry fight. Right into Shane. Yeah, he's not missing those. Highest headshot percentage player here in the server. 62%. Over the last 3 months. Seabass, though, could try to put him to rest. No, it's Shane with the high impact frags here. 1v2 for Servo.
Very winnable one again, another clutch. That's so winnable. Low HP for Snav and Shane. That lurk smoke gonna give him space to work. It went too deep.
Oh no. He has so many angles to deal with. I mean, he has to think about long, obviously about the ramp, even towards car. Planted over in the corner though. Servo can start to make up his mind about where these players are playing from. First kill's good, but he just doesn't know where to look. And Snav pops up, finishes the job. 6 rounds to elevate.
I mean, tough to consistently ask your players to win out in these clutches, but that's the position that they have found themselves in at the start of these rounds almost every single time. At the end of the rounds as well. It just requires a couple hero moments from Take Flight to secure these situations, and sometimes those just don't come through. But I mean, Shane, I think that's one of the reasons why I like watching him so much. The anticipation of 2 players there, holding down that spray even just so confidently. The fact that he just holds down that spray, one, it shows how good he is and how well anticipated he is of that sort of move. But
Dare's just having fun. He's just like finding a part of the map and he just walks. He just holds down W on a certain part of the map.
sure, you're fun. This is going pretty well for you. And maybe making a couple of mistakes here or there. You still got yourself a lead and about to secure it in the half if you can close out versus this weaponry boost or just the jumping Mac 10. Doesn't want to test it too many times, and I understand why.
Oh, hold on. Okay, could get a little finicky around the edge of the smoke then. Well, unfortunately, Shane is still in the server, who is 15-6 right now. That's Arcadia player to watch tonight. You know, only 8-10 in his 13-5 victory on Ancient, and as you were joking about, here's the 130 ADR game we're looking at.
Here he's back. There you go. He can do it both. This game, maybe more requirements. Again, another bit of a flub smoke, but Seabass says, I planned that flub smoke.
Wait a minute, but
anyways.
it's Dare leading the charge, of course. He picks a part of the map. He holds down W. Snav inside of spawn right now. He knows they've pushed top middle. And you want to start a flank?
Wow.
Well, here's this. J Chance might as well slam his desk as he thinks, why the heck is he there?
Yeah, that one's a bit of a surprise. And it does create a bit of panic on the rest of the map, as you can see. Snav with that one kill alone is keeping at least one player drawn away. And another with this catwalk smoke. I mean, this is just fantastic. Bit of manipulation as there's one player on the site. Dare has claimed it. And he's in a forward position to cut off catwalk, to cut off these repositions. The smoke for the cross is going to be good. And it's going to be in some fashion. I don't know how it's going to get there, but it's going to be a post plant. Eventually. And now it's going to be a man advantage.
That is
Seabass
so fun.
had no idea.
I love the lurk there from Dare is so perfect. Because you just pause and, you know, with the silence on the map, you're just not ready for that kind of positioning. When there's silence on the map, the cross smoke is faded. And you think, oh, they're just going back in for second cervix. No, Dare's already on the play to catch people off guard. Really sick position. 3 versus 4. Behind the smoke here. Last round of the half. You gotta go for it. But it is looking quite difficult. It's gonna have to be something magnificent. And, well, that's not gonna happen. Shane with another triple. 18-6. 8-4. It's 8-4, and Shane is going insane right now. I will have to say, just 18 and 6 triple kills, what it feels like every round. He's playing what we expect out of this. You know, his peak is ridiculous, and it's also quite entertaining. We're moving into the T side here for Take Flight. They've gotten off to the good start. They were up 3-1, but it's quickly soured.
Yeah, I mean, in doing so, had to overcome a lot of struggles. Their fourth round was a big clutch as well. What do they have for here? J-Chance for a Rude Awakening as that flash. There's one jiggle. There's that flashbang being tossed in. There's the dual Berettas. Oh, it could have been two. Although Grave lands the headshot. Blinded up. So not the end of the road. I thought that was just going to be the setup to delete that presence from Take Flight, but no, not quite fully.
Yeah, we're on a little bit of a prayer there. Now Snav's going to be in charge of Catwalk. Blinded up, though. The car player could be in trouble now. Snav needs to connect one here, as Shane was just going to be overwhelmed. Bomb's going to be able to cross. That's coming in through Cat, and you do have Grave playing this one out from long. So position's basically known here for the CTs as Dia walks up to Elevator. And, well, he's going to fire off a couple shots. Peeping also lands his, and Seabass, he had no armor, but the P250 good enough. Peeping, hopping around, looking for the target. You should know where he is, and now it's just down to Grave, who's not playing far away, mind you, but still lands the double gush to get that one done. Take Flight would come through with the pistol to keep him alive.
Just a clean pistol as well. Able to punish that aggression towards long with a 1-for-1. I think that's best case scenario for you if you're Take Flight, and then following that up with some success elsewhere. And now we're seeing a second round force buy. And as I had mentioned, this isn't a team that oftentimes will go for these sort of decisions. But Scouts on Dust too. They're always enticing.
Staff just taking upper tunnels away. There's a lot of control here for the CT side. The one worry here is long. But they have 2 scouts to lock in for that. Forward angle here on Cat. Player inside of lower ton. Serva does just clear it out though. And Snap will go down. Shane. Oh. Sees the jump up. J-Chance will actually go down. Double thing's good enough. And Shane even escapes to make it a 4-on-4.
Maybe setting up a potential hold up catwalk.
Oh!
There is a scout tag and a no-scope
falling
back off the angle. Zombie's gonna press it to an open B bomb site, but without the package. And now being covered, tagged down. Oh my god, re-peek is not there for Dare, but the job nearly finished. Long range duel with that second scout. And a flank formulating from top mid. Peeping could just secure it. Anyway. Oh my god, they just walk right into the Cat setup.
You know, you can have the better guns. You can even have a man advantage. But you still have to solve the map. You still have to paint the picture.
They had so much util as well to, you know, toss up catwalk, and I think they just got caught in a position where they thought maybe we can just win by peeking into it. We've got the better guns, right? But that's not the case here.
Well, that is gonna rain on the celebrations. You pick up the pistol. Maybe you have a chance to get back into the game. Instead, you're down to Tech 9s and lose this round. You are fighting for your life. And Dia with a impeccable scout headshot to top mid. Peeping, just swinging right now. A little risky down in lower tons. Zombie will collect one on that Tech 9. And running out of ammunition, Shane will get cleaned up here by Grave. And the Tech 9s again will work out. Zombie gets 2 kills handed to him. And a 2v2. Back out long here, though. Grave. Moonwalking right now. Into an MP9. Both players, in fact. No one prepared for that. And a 1v2 here for Zombie. But getting another kill just fed to him there in lower tunnels. Oh, but I love this move from Stav. Snav going all the way around.
But he's just flying up catwalk. I mean, if it was a B-side play, could have been a masterful move. But now, Zombie again bailing him out and keeping pace with what Elevate have in store. It's already won them a massive 1v2 clutch. And could just replicate it once again. Snav realizing that now it's punched in on this A site. He's got an HE. He's got a flashbang, but this reposition is just so strong from Zombie.
Nade, though, was excellent, and Snav just kind of knows. Zombie gonna play around the smoke and land a headshot. Gets a quad kill to save Take Flight, winning the force by single-handedly.
Wow. Zombie just fighting his way through these difficult rounds. Not the first time in this map either that he's been able to just pull a miracle out of thin air. He went from disconnected on the B bomb side of Ancient to winning impossible clutches. Truly incredible. Get him on dust too.
It's necessary. I mean, 19 kills and still being down. It's wild. Down middle here. Dia could be a problem out long. The scout here for Dare in middle is being quite finicky. And then an MP9 in lower tunnel. Are you kidding me? Are we just gonna get forced by wars for this whole map? No one's won around their favorited.
That would make too much sense, wouldn't it? Man,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
it
gonna
would.
continue to just inflict damage downrange. Infuriating around. They can't get away with anything. No fun to be had for either team.
They just shift walked forward. They just contact walked everywhere. And they just got blasted. They did not get a single kill here for Take Flight versus the Force. Scouts and pistols do it again.
How long can we sustain this? This is always the big question. You know, whoever wins 2 in a row, first one to break that deadlock. We've got a MAC-10 in play and 4 Tech 9s. We've got still little respect being shown. HE does so much damage. One stuck inside the smoke and lost a little bit. Dare though, flying AK inside of it. He gets another one. Okay, they're ready to put this madness to an end and elevate to an 11th. We have evolved into madness.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, Dare's just been having fun.
It's so ridiculous, man. He's just jumping around inside of a smoke.
It shouldn't work, but it does. Oh, the Glock train. When no one spends $1, the Glock train, a mythical beast, reveals itself. This time it's going down and towards lower tunnels. We've got Dia. He's going to be the victim. First victim of the Glock train. But the Glock train, it's well known. It does not stop. It keeps moving. It is a continually flowing beast as it continues moving through the mid doors. Unfortunately, the Glock train always must come to an end. That is how the myth is foretold. It's 12-6. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy story time here on ECL Season 48?
Yeah, it was good.
It was interesting. I know. I was trying something
the
on the
little
fly.
Glock train that could.
By Shell
Do-do-do.
Silverstein. Do-do-do.
We didn't get it. We don't know if we're powered back up.
Oh my goodness. Are we back online?
The mouse has
12-6?
died.
Oh man, look at this.
There's mouse
ridiculous-
is not. Neither his keyboard.
I think his keyboard actually has the W key pushed down right now. I don't know, like, if it's a bug or anything like that. You know, it happens to the best of us. Do consider reinvesting in a new keyboard there if it's broken.
Maybe he's got one of those keyboards where you just can't do too many inputs at one time, or else it just shuts down.
Yeah, you know, I
He's
mean,
got trapped in W mode.
it's like an old family keepsake from 2006, that keyboard. Oh, and then see you later. Nice boost. Try to get funny with it. Peace out.
What is this angle?
The Shane's angle. I love that angle. You kidding me? And then Servo just goes down. Shane ends it from long. 24 kills, 114 ADR for Shane. As Elevate will waltz through and 2-0 the night.
GG, but also quite easy for Elevate. They are looking fantastic. Again, this is a matchup I wanted them to look good in as well. If we want to talk about this team being top caliber in the ECL, while you watch all of these other rosters make big moves, these blockbuster signings for teams like NRG, and very exciting moves from Wildcard as well, you want Elevate to be competitive and remain a fight. You don't want to see this team bit left behind, and when they're just having so much fun in these matches versus some of the move up rosters, it gives you a little bit of hope that it might be the case that they can keep up.
Yeah, that's I mean, against the move up rosters, this is Elevate's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They pick off all of these teams. They've been doing it for years, and this is how they do it. They just know how to dispatch of these lineups, and they're very difficult to deal with. Yeah, I mean, for Take Flight, some good signs, like Zombie nearly topped the board despite getting blasted 13-6.
I don't think Zombie's like the expected like figurehead of individual performance, but it looked like in that map he was going to be that guy for them. I mean, won a couple of big 1v2s that at least made it competitive, made it a little more interesting. And so, like you said, shout out to Zombie for stepping up to the plate. Unfortunately, if again, yeah, it was just one-upped by an individual on the other side.
Yeah, let's check into our Kadia play to watch here for this match. Shane dropping as expecting out of this guy.
His favorite number is 24.
Yeah.
2.4 KD, 24 kills, 124 ADR. He's nothing but consistent.
He's got in his team tonight, Cole. They won 24 plus 2 rounds. It's incredible. Oh, it's hard. I almost got it there. All right. But
I got really excited when you said that.
I tried, guys. I tried really, really darn hard. But Take Flight, they're going to be heading down. They are 3-11. But keep in mind, they've played against the toughest teams here. We will give it to them. They have taken the higher road to lead off the season. They could try to cool off a little bit and maybe try to squeak into playoffs for Elevate. They're now 7-7, and they are in cruise control. That's gonna do it here tonight, though, for ECL Season 48 and our back-to-back BO1s. I believe M80 and Life's a Game is still going on, though. That is actually a nail biter and a really exciting one. So do check into the mainstream. But on behalf of myself, Cole Action McHenry, the admin and production squad, thank you guys so much for watching another night of ECL. Check into the mainstream, and we'll see you guys on another ESL broadcast. Peace out.